The conflict in Ukraine has been raging for almost 1 year, causing significant loss of life and displacement of people. The situation in the region has been tense, with both sides unwilling to back down and find a peaceful resolution. The conflict has taken on various forms, ranging from separatist movements in the eastern regions of Ukraine to outright military engagements. Despite numerous attempts at finding a peaceful resolution, the conflict has yet to be fully resolved, and the situation in the region remains volatile. The request for F-16 fighter jets by Ukraine has generated a lot of attention and has inspired hope among Ukrainians. Could a delivery of F-16 fighter jets finally bring the war to an end? The F-16 has a well-established reputation as one of the most capable fighter jets in the world and is known for its versatility, speed, and maneuverability. There are those who believe that F-16 jets could bring an end to the conflict once and for all. The high-tech nature of these jets makes them very attractive, and they are seen as a possible key factor in tipping the balance of power in favor of the Ukrainian military. The idea is that the advanced capabilities of these jets would give the Ukrainian military a decisive advantage, and they would be able to defeat the Russian army once and for all. However, there are also those who are skeptical of this idea and believe that relying solely on military hardware would not be enough to bring an end to the conflict. They argue that the root causes of the conflict need to be addressed and a political settlement must be reached if the conflict is to be resolved in a sustainable manner. The presence of F-16 jets could provide a temporary advantage, but it would not be enough to bring lasting peace to the region. Some people believe that providing Ukraine with F-16 jets could escalate the conflict to a point of a global war. Let's explore the possible impact of F-16 jets on the conflict in Ukraine and examine whether they have the potential to bring an end to the war. The provision of military hardware like the F-16 to Ukraine could increase the military capabilities of the Ukrainian military and potentially escalate the conflict in the region. However, it is unlikely to lead directly to a world war. The likelihood of a world war depends on many factors, including the political, economic, and military relations between the major world powers. While the provision of military hardware to Ukraine could increase tensions in the region, it is unlikely to lead to a world war unless it triggers a series of events that lead to a large-scale military conflict between the major world powers. The F-16 is a highly capable multi-role fighter aircraft that was designed for air-to-air and air-to-ground missions, equipped with a wide range of weapons, including missiles, bombs, and a cannon. It has a proven track record in combat operations and has been used by many countries around the world, including the United States, NATO, and numerous allies. What is the potential of the F-16 in a conflict like the war in Ukraine? Some analysts believe that the reality is that an F-16 aircraft, or any military hardware for that matter, cannot end a war on its own. It is not appropriate to evaluate the effectiveness of a military hardware like the F-16 based on a single criterion like the conflict in Ukraine. The effectiveness of the F-16 in a war scenario depends on many factors, including the specific mission, the tactics used, the capabilities of the opposing forces, the air defense systems in place, and the overall political and military context. It is also important to consider the humanitarian and civilian impact of increased military action. The use of more intense military force could lead to further destruction, displacement, and suffering for civilians, which could make it more difficult to achieve lasting peace. This is why a comprehensive approach to ending a conflict is important, one that takes into account the needs and interests of all parties involved and seeks to address the root causes of the conflict in a peaceful and sustainable manner. U.S. officials believe that if Russia were to acquire the equipment and technology from a shot-down American F-16, it could have serious implications for the security of the United States and its allies. This is because military technology, especially that of advanced fighter jets like the F-16, often contains sensitive information that could compromise national security if it fell into the hands of an adversary. The acquisition of such technology by Russia would also give them access to advanced capabilities and knowledge that could help them improve their own military capabilities, making them a more formidable adversary in the future. While an F-16 or any other military aircraft might be able to provide a short-term military advantage, it is not capable of ending the conflict by itself. The use of greater military force is only one aspect of a larger strategy and must be combined with other measures to achieve a resolution. This might include diplomatic efforts to engage all parties in the conflict, economic measures to support the recovery and reconstruction of war-torn areas, and political measures to address the root causes of the conflict, because an F-16 can't effectively end the war. On the other hand, some analysts believe that the F-16 can be a game-changer to end the war in Ukraine. Many experts believe that military hardware such as the F-16 can play a role in ending conflicts by providing a deterrent or by weakening the military capabilities of one of the parties involved in the conflict. This can help to create conditions that are more favorable for diplomatic efforts to find a peaceful solution. For example, in the case of Ukraine, the presence of advanced military hardware like the F-16 could help to increase the defense capabilities of the Ukrainian military, making it less likely that Russia would try to overcome it with military force. Additionally, the use of increased military force, when necessary and proportionate, can also create a degree of pressure on Russia to engage in diplomatic efforts to find a peaceful solution. In conclusion, could the F-16 stop the Russian army? Well, the Russian military is a large, well-equipped, and highly capable force, and it would likely require a significant military effort from a coalition of countries to stop them in the event of a conflict. The F-16, while a capable aircraft with advanced capabilities, may not be able to single-handedly stop the Russian army. In a hypothetical conflict between the Ukrainian military, equipped with the F-16, and the Russian military, the outcome would depend on many factors, including the size, capability, and training of the forces on each side, and the strategies and tactics employed. It's likely that this would result in escalation into a wider and more destructive conflict, with significant consequences for the region and the world. In the end, while the F-16 would enhance the defense capabilities of the Ukrainian military and provide a deterrent against potential aggression, it's unlikely that it would stop the Russian army in this war. The best way to end the military conflict and ensure stability and security in the region is likely through diplomatic means and a commitment to resolving conflicts through peaceful means. Do you think that F-16 arrivals would bring an end to the war in Ukraine? Let us know in the comments what you think. Subscribe for more.